Yes, I'm just throwing this video together now. I've been out for a 5-night solo, early raw, northernmost Ruahines, up No Man's Road, from Ruahine Hut to Shoots up to Terudo, down to Diane's, back up to No Man's and to Ruahine Hut again. So that was my circuit. Saw a few different things, lots of lessons learned, get a stag on the ground. It was a good trip. Hopefully it makes a good video, so sit back and enjoy. Cheers. At Ruahine Hut, no one's here, tempting to stay, but I think I'm just going to beeline it to the AO that I identified on the map, and that we've been to before and seen animals. So I might as well get down there, get in the thick of it. Before I leave, I'm just going to write my intentions in the hut book. It's good practice, lets people know you're down there, and hopefully they change their plans. A good little walk in, no sign of anyone, which is awesome. There's a stag roaring down over that way. Day's a bit far gone to go chasing him, so he'll keep hopefully for tomorrow morning. But we're on a ridge, and either side I've got some pretty good viz down either side, so hopefully they all start kicking off during the night and I can wake up and get a bit of a bead on who's where. Yeah, but for now, time lapse. Up in the morning, having a brew. My wind's actually spun around. Well, there was no wind last night when I set up in Murphy's Law. It's now blowing straight down the ridge, so it's probably dropping off either side. And that stag, I heard him going at about 1 this morning. He was having a good go, and I've heard nothing for now. So I'm wondering if it's my wind. So I might pack up completely. And then head down, right down to the stream below us, and maybe set up a new camp there. Ditch my back up on the track. Busted in about 100 odd metres just to get to a little ledge. Now I'm overlooking like a grove of manuka, and I reckon that's down in there somewhere within 500 metres is where that stag was from last night. But he's only let out one little bellow this morning. I just gave a roar, but he doesn't seem that excited, so I might put him on lay-by. Yeah, found some wild sheep, so at least I can know that I can find big fluffy white things in the green bush. I've heard they were up here. Maddie told me last time that he'd read something. Yeah, not our game though. Yeah, so got up to heaps this afternoon. I had a sleep, which was good, and now we're ready for the evening. Got our campsite set up for tonight. I've just packed up a day bag, warm gear, found out my torch had been on, so I'm giving that a recharge. What else? A few snacks, bits and pieces. Yeah, and then we're going to walk back up that hill and go and look for that first stag we've heard, so yeah, we'll see. Hunting with a Labrador, eh? Yeah, I've got to leave him behind. He's got a good stay, so I just leave him behind when it all gets going. Pick him up later. I've got that stag going. Oh well, I've got him going. He's just started up on his own accord. He's pretty constant well, that one was only 5 minutes between calls. I've heard him maybe 4 or 5 we're back in the game. Past 7 now, so it's about to get dark, and I'm in the thick of it. So he wins today, and I'm unsure whether I'm coming back from tomorrow or going to look for at least an adversary. Bugger. Made me work for it. Yeah, it was painful. I'm actually pretty buggered. No results. I suppose that's night 2. A bit of excitement, but man, in the hurt locker, unfit. Still got to get home. Left the dog on the track about a K back, so hopefully he's still sitting there like he should be. Pretty much had a lazy morning, just making a new plan, gripping my shit together. I could have gone chasing that stag from last night, but I think I screwed it up enough that he'll just keep bouncing away from me as he was. Wind's still all over the show. Had a look at those sheep this morning, but now I'm just going to punch on up the top, and hopefully the day doesn't get too hot. My biggest issue is water, so I'm doing a bit of a hydrate now, and then there's a couple of streams I could drop down to once I'm on the tops, but you know, on the map, when you say, oh yeah, it's only a couple hundred metres, it could be pretty epic. Seems to be regenerating bush back from old farmland, but besides that, it's pretty healthy. Like the undergrowth, there can't be too many deer in here because it's lush. All their favourite tuckers in here, and there's not a lot of sign. On the way up that hill, you could still hear those stags in the other catchment roaring away. They were roaring all day, so if I would have hatched my plan better, I'd say I would have been a shoo-in, but it would have taken a bit of commitment. I would have popped over and then come up underneath rather than try to drop through this thick shit down into the top of them. Heaps of birds, heaps of bird life up here. You can probably hear it. Made it, Rolls. Shoots hut. That's cool. Manuka beds even. Open fire. What a spot. I'm just weighing up my options, or either shoot straight back up or go down to the river. I might go down to the river just for a look, because I'm still not liking the look of this bush. It's thick as, and I think once I do the full on push up to this next biv tomorrow, it should open up some better country, and if I shoot something back here, it's the furthest I could possibly be away from the car. Yeah, which will be an effort. We'll see. I'd love to get something on the camera at least. But I'll go check out this river. Yeah, left roaring stags in the morning. Possibly a big mistake. Oh well, tomorrow's another day. Yeah, not that keen about the old weather. It was just drizzling this morning, and now she's starting to pelt down a bit more, as you can hear. I think We'll just wait until it settles, fingers crossed, before our walk up to the bib. That's about 3 hours in the rain, and I'll be drenched by the time I get there. And by then miserable, so I can just stay in my nice comfy hut and enjoy myself. Yeah, nice dry. Had a fire last night. Outstanding. Yeah, so pissing down outside. Not going to leave until I'm still going to do it today at some point, but I'm just going to see if the weather clears up. But as I may have already mentioned, I lost my roaring horn the other night, bouncing around in the scrub. So I've just been using my hands, but I'm starting to doubt myself that it's working. So I'm going to make myself a new one. Got a couple of toilet rolls. Just cut some sides there, slot it all together. Yeah, I think that's going to do the trick, but sturdy it up a bit with a bit of tape. Once I've done that, I'll show you the final product. Here we have it, the final product. Beautiful bit of kit. You can buy these online from my website, or just make one yourself. Works good. So we'll try to roll one up over the next couple of days with this. Bit of excitement. Hope you enjoyed this arts and crafts segment. Yeah, so pretty much down in there. There's at least one stag. He's not real keen, but I'm unsure exactly what re-entrant he's in. And the better option could be coming down the other ridge rather than dropping down here, getting myself in the shit, and then having to haul up, come back and get my pack. So it might be better to go back to the pack. I've just got to try and really confirm where he is, but he's not giving me heaps of feedback. It's not reliable yet. It's looking real yuck. But I've decided I'm going to go for these stags because I don't know the weather forecast, and if it really sets in tomorrow, it's going to be pretty unpleasant if I have to leave empty-handed. And weighing up the risks, I think it's pretty achievable. Hut's only 600-700 metres from here, so I should be able to get down there, have a go, pull pin if it gets too dark, and get back to the hut to warm up. Obviously won't be too much videoing if it gets rainy as, but I'll see what I can do. 3 going, but my wind's not playing the game. The closest one to me, I'm still sweet for wind, but yeah, I don't know if I set the other one off, whether that'll give me away or not. So we'll see how we go. They're all sounding nice and vocal, but I don't want to go too hard too soon. Just got to close the ground a bit more. Stay. stay. Sweet. Stay there. Stay. Stay. Yeah, we'll let that fella die. He's kicking around. I don't want the dog to get too close to him, otherwise, quiet. Otherwise he might cop a stray antler. He's not beautiful, but I worked hard for him, and I haven't shot a stag in 2 years, so it was time to break the drought. Actually bloody cool. Stalked right in on him. He was just sitting up on a little ridge, and I gave him that final little bellow to bring him down. Got quite excited, as you might see in my footage, trying to get the camera in the other hand, and etc, etc. But he's nothing flash, and he never was going to be anything, so I did a quick assessment. Riley. Dog's all into it. It doesn't listen. You better sort it out by duck shooting. What do you got, bud? It's like he fell into a pose position for us. Cracker. What a beast. Yeah, first stag in a while. First one in the raw for a couple of years, so fizzing. That was a real good buzz actually. I'm just gutted I didn't get the camera quite straight on him before I made the shot. Yeah, he's all but a 4-pointer, but yeah, choice. He was the loudest, angriest sounding fella. It's like teenagers, eh? Just loud and angry, with bugger all to show for it. Sweet. You're like a fucking teenager, mate. Trying to root it. Okay, here I am, answering the niggly question of now what do I do with it? I've gone out, I'm in the back box of nowhere, I've shot a scrubby stag. Yeah, I'm going to carry this head out. Some would, some wouldn't. I don't know whether I'll take it all the way out, it depends if I get another one. I've whipped the back stakes out it, but if I'm honest, I've only got a jet ball to cook them, and I don't want to ruin it, so they're probably going to go to the dog. He'll appreciate it because he's running out of biscuits. Stag meat, yep, tastes like stag meat. I shoot all year round, so and my missus is a vegetarian, so yeah, I've got plenty of meat, so it's not worth me busting my ass to get it all the way out, and it ends up tasting like stag. So the majority, what he doesn't eat, is going to get left behind, and that's just giving it to you straight, I guess. Love it or hate it. Yeah, old mate was drinking about that loudly, about 100 metres from the stag as we were closing in. I was just like, oh, shut up, bro. Water refill before we head on back up. At least I'll have a litre for tonight. Oh well, I'll probably drink half of it on the way up, but yeah, choice. He's coming with me. Still stags roaring all around. There's another 2 stags going at the moment. I'm back up on that ridge. It's 6:15. Got this other stag just down here. It's probably only 300 odd away, but I think I'll leave him up at the head of this catchment as our camp for tonight. So I think I'll leave him for tomorrow. Go have a look at him then. Final climb to the pack, then packs on into camp. Beautiful evening. I was real tempted to go get that other one, but I can't be too greedy. We'll go mess around with them in the morning. There's 2 down there, so if nothing better presents itself in the morning, I'm going to barrel on back where I've just come from and have a look at those. Yeah, I know that. Awesome. Well, that one hell of a dog box, Biff. It's got a bunk bed in it. It's choice. Heaps of magazines and a candle, which I have a lighter for, so I'm stoked. Yeah, that'll be a good good spot for tonight. I'm even happier that it's got a water tank, so we're good to go. Yeah, up early this morning in the Biv. Just gonna try and get on the track earlier this morning to spend most of the morning down in that gut I was last night, see if I can catch back up with that other guy. Yeah, she's at 425. It's quite cool just sitting up there on that rock in a bit of a silhouette. Pretty cool to see. Yeah, so the wind's not doing me any favours this morning. When I first came down it was perfect blowing up, and then as the day's warming up, it's the winds are real light anyway, but it's just blowing straight down. And that stag that I'm talking to, he seems to just keep pushing further away the further in I push, so it's a pretty common theme when your wind's wrong, that they'll just slowly back away and keep you talking, lure you all the way down into some scrubby little gut, and then they'll just shut up shop completely. So and then the other one on the other side, he must be an old wise bugger, because he's just shut up completely. I reckon he caught my wind on the way up, and there were fresh tracks over my tracks last night. So yeah, I'd say I might have ruined this little catchment for the short term. So yeah, might have to write in the hut book where they are, so the next fellas can get onto them. Yeah, so get out of that. The tracks up here are shocking actually. There's well, parts of them are good, and then they just haven't seen any love, and there's like slips that have taken bits out, and then you can't find the other end, and it's a nasty little bit. I suppose it doesn't get as much attention because not as many people can get here, just with private land access and all that carry on. But yeah, it's niggly. You wouldn't want to hit it right on last light and try and be figuring this stuff out. I'm glad I got down here half an hour earlier. Well, I'm not out of it yet. We'll see how we go. Yuck. Yeah, so made it to Diane's hut. I was going to stop and do a bit of camera vlogging on the way, but I was in a real miserable state, and I just stopped to tell the dog off for wandering too far. And we'd had quiet words, and then I looked up above me, and there was a monster of a stag within 10, just up browsing, like right above me, and I was like, whew. So I panicked, obviously, because that's what you're supposed to do in those situations. As I was raising the rifle and putting a round up the chamber, he looked at me, and at the same time I gave a grunt, which I probably shouldn't have. It was like, shink, arrgh. And then he just looked 1 second as I was getting my eye to the sight. He was gone, and he looked real good. So I was pretty devastated. And then I'd come off the track, so then I took a while to find the hut, and now I'm just going to be miserable alone with my dog. Diane shot a big stag once. I'll have a read about that. Yeah, so final morning. I'm going to wander back up the hill. It's quite a nasty hour and a half, I think, with the pack on. So I'll get that out of the way and then walk back down the road to Ruahines hut. And then once there, I'll decide. Well, if anything gives me a holler on the way, I'll have a hunt. But otherwise, I'll probably call it there. Tempted to go down the hill and have another go in the thick stuff for those first lads, but we'll see how I'm feeling when I get there. It's currently raining. Up to No Man's Road, 1.5. Yeah, she's a bit yuck. Solid hut, real high stud, quite comfy, more like a little house. Yeah, so I'm about to do a quick repack, because halfway up the hill from Ruahines I've actually got 3 stags in this valley. 1, 2, just there, and then there's another one up here. I don't know what one to go for, wind's still all over the place. I'll do a quick rejig, maybe I'll sneak up on this one that sounds higher up my side. I've actually got no more food left. I've got down to 2 muesli bars, so food back at the truck. Just still a couple of hours away, but it's early morning, so I can piss around for a wee bit. Just have something to be aware of. Choice. We'll see how we go. Right, we're closing some ground again. I'll wait for them to roar. Oh, there you go. It's just down there. just the usual light winds right when I got in close. And there's a bit of a re-entrant down there that was between me and him. He was just up on here, and yeah, I probably should have tried to cross it sooner, but I sat and waited, and then the wind just swirled on me. Then he just shut up shop. I only heard a little grunt from him since. The one back up the hills moaning again, but I think I spooked him a bit on the way down, so. And it's getting later in the day, so they might just all shut up for a bit. Could come back tonight though.
That's cool.
This is Sam, first person I've seen in 5 days.
Hey guys.
He's a legend, and he's even offered me a ride back to the hut, which saves me about, what, 3 k's of walking?
About that.
Yeah, primo. So now we've been having mean yarns after I stuffed up that last stag and told him I'd ruined that whole catchment. So we walked back up the hill together, and yeah, choice. We'll get back to the hut in luxury. So Sam, absolute good bugger. He great yarns. His mates are just down the hill here somewhere, so I'm probably going to bump into them later as well. But yeah, gave me a lift, had lunch, and awesome. Now just what to do, whether I'm going hunting tonight or packing up to go home. So with reception, phone reception comes life, and with life you realise there's other things to get to besides just hunting. So I'm going to pack up and go home. I was toying with the idea of going after those stags that I was chasing this morning, but yeah, I'm going to knock it on the head there. I've had a solid 5 days in. Be happy with my one stag, although he's a scrubby bugger. It was still a good hunt, and hopefully, there's a possibility that I'm getting out on Friday again anyway, so we'll just see how that plays out. Hopefully this all turns into a half decent video, and it doesn't drag out too long. It's pretty much a hut bagging exercise, but yeah, hopefully it's worth the watch, and I hope the rest of you also had a good raw. Cheers.
If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I've actually just had Yaks stop in and airdrop me a bit of footage of their hunt on the northwestern side of the Ruahines, where him and Jeff picked up a bushy 10-pointer, so I'll flick that up after this, and also just thought I'd show off my my Euro mount of the stag you just saw me shoot. He's tidied up quite nice, and all done in the morning. I was going to do a video on how to do that Euro mount, but Rawsome Hunting has already done an awesome one, so I'll put that link up here, and you can follow along if that interests you. Cheers again for watching. Catch you next time.
Well, we finally bloody made it happen, mate. Oh, what an emotional roller coaster.
Fighting the wind the whole morning, eh?
Yeah.
Doubting the wind.
Had one come in before, and we just heard like the whip of the bush as he buggered off like 10 metres away. Yeah. And then finally got this guy on the ground, just down there. Yeah, just down there. So yeah, we'll go down and have a look. I don't think he's massive. He might be an 8, but after the effort we put in, yeah, it's good to get one on the ground. So we're gonna have a look. There he is, Ruahine 10. Yeah, he's not super young, but you know, he's probably, I don't know. I'm shit at aging deer. I'm no Greek dooley, but I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 year old. 4-year-old?
Definitely older than 1.
Yeah, older than 1, younger than 10. But you can see his tops on his left are a bit snapped off, but maybe a cool head. A lot of team effort in that one. Lots of roaring, and Jeff was saying, as I had pulled the rifle up to shoot him, Jeff had just seen him, so if I hadn't shot him, he was going to get shot by the 300 blackout anyway, so he had 2 barrels on him.